Hi everyone, this is Gloria Helmbrecht. I am pre-recording this video for my Sunday night Facebook Live. I'll be out of town on Sunday, so I wanted to make sure that I had something for you. I did mention in my first video, every Sunday you'll either get a pre-recorded video or you'll get a Facebook Live. So this is my pre-recording, and what we're going to talk about tonight is our paper pumpkin. Um, Paper pumpkin is a really neat way to get into the rubber stamping craft. So if you've never seen me before, my name is Gloria Helmbrecht and I've been a demonstrator since 1991. I really love my job and I love introducing stamping to new people all of the time, and Paper Pumpkin is an easy way to do that. It's 22 bucks. The kit comes with everything that you need to complete some projects. So you're going to get the adhesive, you'll get an acrylic block, you'll get a sheet of stamps that you can stamp with. They look like this. One quick thing that I want to mention about these stamps is every time I get the paper pumpkins, I do write on the rubber stamp sheet what month the paper pumpkin was, what year, and that it's paper pumpkin so that I know. Because these are limited edition stamps. So when you're seeing some of these beautiful projects online, some of them could be part of your paper pumpkin but not in the main catalog, and if you didn't sign up for paper pumpkin that month, then you've missed out on this particular stamp set. So remember, it's limited edition for 1 month, so every month is different, and Stampin' Up's doing a lot of neat things now. They're kind of integrating the paper pumpkin sets with sets in our catalog, or with different designer series paper in our catalog. So they've come a long way from the 7 years that Paper Pumpkin has been around. This is the anniversary, their 7-year anniversary of Paper Pumpkin. So I really wanted to talk about it a little bit, and later on in this video I'll tell you a little bit about what's coming out this month, and you still have the opportunity to purchase it. So with that said, let me show you the three cards that came in the kit last month. It was this card here, and this card here. Now, I did color in the birthday cake with some watercolor and added the sequins. The sequins actually came in with the kit, so that was part of the overall kit. And then these kind of pop up. You can see that they're a little bit thicker, and they had some lovely sentiments with the metallic look, and it popped up like that. And then Stampin' Up takes away some of the stress of rubber stamping by putting in like decorating some stuffs, and they're just pop outs that you would glue onto your cardstock, or shading. This was shaded in by Stampin' Up, and when you stamp the rose on it, it lines up perfectly, and then you've got kind of this shaded spackly look. So these three cards are beautiful. I do not It also comes with banners and sentiments, but I do not put banners or sentiments on my cards until I give the card away. I just feel like every person is kind of unique, and you might have a different saying you want to put on than just your basic happy birthday or congratulations. So I do leave my cards blank. You'll see a lot of cards on my Stamp with Gloria blog where there are blank sentiments, but I fill them in later, and so can you. So I do make a lot of beautiful cards. Just keep the sentiments off. Now, I want to talk about utilizing the stamp set for other cards. And one of the cards that I came up with was this one here. And then I also came up with this one here. Now, I utilized some other things in the catalog in order to come up with these cards, and one of them was the swirly frame set. So here's the swirly frame set, and as you can see, I used this one here, right here. on this card. And then I embossed the rose, and I'm going to show you how I got that look with the pigment sprinkles that we have in the catalog. But Swirly Frames is one of those sets that kind of is glossed over in the catalog. People don't really look at them. I'm going to kind of feature that. I suspect, I don't know for sure, but we always do a revamp, and some of our background stuff goes out quite frequently, and that's coming up in June. So I just wanted to throw this set in there to show you the possibilities that you can get with this set. And if it gets discontinued in June, you'll know how to use it, and maybe you'll purchase it before that happens. But as you can see, I did take some of the smaller circle and emboss it several times on some DSP, and we've got the birthday cake and the rose stamp set in the set of stamps that we got in the February paper pumpkin. Now, how did I achieve these looks? Well, what I did is I took some watercolor paper. Let me move those up there for now. I've got watercolor paper, and I embossed the images white on white. So I did use the white stamp pad and the white embossing paper, and I embossed these images on the watercolor paper. Now let me show you how to use the sprinkles, the pigment sprinkles. Now there's 6 in a box of pigment sprinkles. Now the sprinkles have lots of different colors in them. So even though this says yellow, there might be some other colors that are mixed in there, and when you watercolor it, you're going to see different variations of that yellow color, which just all I think lends to the beauty of the cards, and it's just a really fun way to add color really fast. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now people are often afraid to watercolor. I love to watercolor. You're going to see me watercolor probably a lot in these videos, but mainly I use the aqua painter, which you see here. And when I want to start on something new and I want the color out, I just draw on some scrap paper. Actually, these are the grid papers that you can get in the Stampin' Up catalog if you'd prefer to do that. But a little goes a long way here. So you do not need a lot of these sprinkles. So when you open it up, it's just like a little salt shaker, but you're putting sprinkles into the cap instead. And then I like to just spritz it just a little bit with water, because it's watercolor paper, and watercolor paper, in order to get the best effects, you do want to wet it, and it's a much thicker type paper. So I just wet it there, and then I'm going to just take the aqua painter and pull the color out of the cap, and then we're going to watercolor this rose. Now I don't know if you can see from the glare of the camera and my lighting. I got to work on my lighting. That's one of the things that's tough for me, but I'll get it nailed at some point. But you see how there's darker and then there's lighter, and I pulled it all out of the same cap. Less water, more water, it all makes that that varying shades of color that you want when you watercolor something. And if you want it darker, let it dry a little bit and then pull in some darker color in different sections of the rose and then color it. I like to let my watercolor items air dry, but if you're teaching a class, you can certainly use a heat gun and then go back in and hit color if you want. These colors, these pigment sprinkles, are fantastic as far as color fastness goes. So what you see is pretty much what you get even when you're dry. So I really do recommend them. As you see, a little will go a long way. Now this is our green. It's Granny Apple Green, and it's bright orange out of the cap, and but it's green when you put it with color. So that throws people off sometimes. You just want to make sure that you keep all the colors in the right order, that you don't put a cover on something that isn't right. You want to make sure that everything matches, so people don't just sprinkle color all over their paper and then get something that they don't really want. I can see on the video here, you can see my Romeo. He's laying on his bed in the background. He's as bored as ever, evidently, with what I'm telling you, but that's him. He's not dead. He's just snoring. He's laying on his dog bed. Like I said, I have to shoot this video during the week when my husband's not home, so normally he can take care of the puppies. If I lock them in a room, they start to bark, so I can't do that when I'm doing a video. So without my husband here to watch them. All right, so the next thing here is here's a slice of cake. Like I did on this picture here, I watercolored in cake with, you know, strawberry and vanilla and chocolate. I love that type of cake. And but you can also color in something just very basic and very pretty by popping the color on. With and just making it all one color. So I'm going to pull some color out here and we're just going to make it one color really fast and easy. This is called a resist technique. So what resist means is I've embossed white on white and the ink is resists the outline of the image, you know, from the embossing powder. So you're not going to color in the white lines of the embossing powder at all. It's going to resist it. And then I do like to make the cake slices a little darker so you can see that it's a yummy cake. So I'll pull some more color out after it dries slightly. Pull that in and there you go. You can punch it out. I used a 2-inch punch and you can punch it out after it dries. And I want to talk about the 2 cards that I made. So I made this card because I wanted to make some extra sayings that we could put in here. So you can either punch out the circles, stamp them, or you can stamp them right in the middle. It's up to you, you know, in another color. But if you have several different sentiments and you want to put them on a circle, you can surely just stick that in. And then you can make that any type of card you want. It could be a sympathy card, a birthday card, whatever you would like it to be. But it's a simple way that I get more than one sentiment out of a card, and then I can make a card up quickly for someone who might need something. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that, like, for example, have a lovely day, have a lovely birthday. Okay, these words are not together in your stamp set. They're individual words. So if you want them in a row like this, then stack them on your block. Can you see that? Okay, let me see. So I stacked them 1, 2, 3 on the block, and then I was able to stamp that sentiment, which also worked on the 2-inch circle punch that I used to punch out the white. So it's just another way to get different sentiments that you want. Something else I want to show you is that for instance, this one right here, your stamp does not come already curved like that. So what I did is I took the stamp off and then I took a block and I curved it on here, right on the block. There you go. I curved it on the block so that I could stamp it on a circle. So there's a curve. So you don't need to stick to everything, you know, verbatim. You can make up your own things as you go along. I actually did cut this sentiment too. I cut off the your. It says your a great reason to. So I cut off your and then a great reason to on here and then celebrate. So I thought that was another sentiment that I could put and make some cards. These are fast and easy. You have to do some fussy cutting, so you'll be fussy cutting around some of these things, but that's okay. It's something you can do in front of the TV at night when you're watching it, or if you're just zoning out, or maybe you like fussy cutting and that relaxes you. Who knows? Everybody has their thing. But I did want to mention that you still have time until March 10th to sign up. Now let's see, this video will be going out on March 8th, so you have until Tuesday to sign up for the paper pumpkin that's coming this month, and it has two stamp sets, and one of the stamp sets is a bit larger than what we normally put into our kits. Both stamp sets work intricately with each other, but you don't need them to finish the projects in your paper pumpkin kit. But if you've ever wanted to try paper pumpkin, this is a way to get two exclusive stamp sets for our 7-year anniversary. Remember, once we send out these paper pumpkins, they're not available again. So you get these exclusive stamp sets. You get to make the really cool cards that the cool kids want because they're exclusive images from our paper pumpkin set. So if you want to get into crafting and be one of the cool kids, then you want to do this. A couple easy ways to sign up for Paper Pumpkin is go to my website, stampwithgloria.com, or my blog, I should say, stampwithgloria.com, and there is an icon with a Paper Pumpkin logo on it. Click on that, fill out your information, and order it. If you send me an email telling me that you've signed up for Paper Pumpkin, I will include a couple of really cool cards, alternative cards from that set, and I'll send that out to you in the mail. You don't have to, there is no commitment to Paper Pumpkin. You can do it for 1 month, take a break, do it another month. It's totally up to you. But if you've ever wanted to try Paper Pumpkin or get into rubber stamping, this is the month to do it. So you've got 2 more days as of the release of this video. And like I said, everything that I demonstrated here today, all of the projects or all the products that I used on these cards are listed on my blog, and that same card will be listed on my blog. There's also many other cards on my blog that you can view and see what was used to make them. And I really appreciate the fact that I can spend this time with you, even though I'm not with you, I'm with you tonight. And I would love to have some comments on this video. I'm looking for ideas on things that you would like to see me demonstrate on Sunday nights. So if you want to say something about, like say show me embossing techniques or show me stenciling techniques, I would love to hear that. Been around a while, so I could probably figure that out for you. If you want to join, there's a join button on my blog as well. Super easy to join. It's $99 this month. You get some extra little incentives, and if this was one of the years you wanted to just make the leap, then go ahead and make the leap and join. Otherwise, you guys have a great evening. Thank you for being with me, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.